Hey everybody, Dean Kulavera, IT recruiter at SRA Staffing, here with my weekly Wednesday job search related question of the week. So every Wednesday, I'm going to put out a short video covering any particular question or topic that I feel that kind of stood out and that I feel that might help a couple of you out there. Basically, from posts that I put out and you guys have commented on. But before I get to that, first of all, thank you so much to everybody who sent me messages yesterday on Tuesday. It was my birthday. Thank you so much for all the wishes. I really appreciate it. I did try my best to respond to each and every one of you who send me those wishings. If I did miss anyone, I apologize, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Second thing is now Monday evening I put out a new article. I'll post the link in the comments. But for those of you going on interviews or have interviews coming up, whether it's a phone interview or a face-to-face interview, I wrote an article on how to best prepare for your interview. So a basic general interview preparation checklist. Make sure you check that out. I'm going to post the link in the comments for you guys to check out. I know in some situations you might not be working with a recruiter, or you might be applying directly, or maybe you're working with a recruiter but they're not really helping you out with preparing for the interview. So make sure you check that article out. I hope it helps you out. It's in the comment section. So without further ado, the question that I'm going to cover today, and it was a comment on a post that I made. And the post I made and it was from yesterday. So my post was, when meeting with a staffing agency recruiter, don't lose sight of the goal, to sell yourself as a potential candidate for their clients. Don't think just because it's a third party you get to be laid back. Be prepared to sell them on you. So one of the comments on this, and it was a great comment, and it was, "Hi Dean, what should be the plan when the opportunity suits your experience, but the staffing agency does not respond in spite of numerous reminders?" Okay, so that's a great question. So basically, what this person is asking is, how about if it's a great opportunity, Dean, and I'm really interested. I'm trying to reach out to the recruiters and they're not responding. So this might be a common scenario actually for a lot of you and for most of us in the job market, where we're really interested in a role, and the recruiters, we're trying to reach out to the recruiter or the person who posted the job or who's in charge of the job, but we're not getting any responses. So the best advice I can give with regards to that is, first of all, you should never be depending on only a handful of opportunities. And this is something I always advocate for. And I always say, treat the job search like it's a sales process. And one of the most important components of a sales process is you have to keep a thick pipeline. And what I mean by pipeline is you need to have a pipeline full of opportunities that you can reach out to and prospect, right? So what that means is not depending on, don't get caught up on just one opportunity or two opportunities, because what's going to happen then is, let's say you've honed in on two opportunities. So basically you have, in most cases, you're probably reaching out to two people over the course of a week or a month, or however long you're stuck on those two opportunities. And statistically, I mean, if you don't get a response, like, you're pretty much stuck, right? So what you need to be doing is, first of all, you need to make a list of there's actually a couple of ways to go about this. Now, you can either focus on creating a list of recruiters to go after, or people posting these jobs. Make a list of them and go after them. Keep calling and call them and try to get a phone meeting or a face-to-face meeting. Second approach you could take is just focus on opportunities. So either case, you need to have a pipeline of either people to contact or a pipeline of opportunities to follow up on. Either case, you shouldn't be depending on one or two. So that would be my advice for that question, and if you're in a similar situation. Now, as an example, perhaps let's say you're trying to reach out to me about a role that I'm working on. If you're unable to get a hold of me, if you can't reach me, that's completely fine. So what you need to do is you need to have a follow-up process in place, right? So maybe you can't reach me today. Maybe you reach a voicemail. I have a whole bunch of voicemails. I lose track of who's been calling me and whatever. I can't get back to you. So what do? You gotta have a follow up schedule in place. So maybe you send me an email tomorrow. Maybe you reach out to me via social media in a couple of days, and every week you follow up like that. And if you have a whole bunch of recruiters that you're reaching out to just like that, eventually, something's gonna hit. Like one of the opportunities is gonna be, the exact. I mean, the recruiter or whoever's looking over your profile is gonna feel that you're the perfect fit, and they're gonna get in touch with you. And then that opportunity, it funnels down into an actual interview or a phone interview, whether that's a phone interview or an in-person interview, right? So it's like it works like a funnel, right? It's like that. Like if you guys know what a funnel looks like, hopefully all of you do. But that's how it works. So at the top, you have a whole bunch of opportunities, right? So that's going to be like your main, primary list or whatnot, and that's going to filter down into actual interviews and phone interviews, face-to-face interviews, actual opportunities. But the point is, you have to keep that pipeline, really full. So don't be focused only on contacting one or two recruiters, or one or two, or focused only on applying to one or two roles, because statistically that's not going to work in your favor. The exception, and there's always an exception, right? The exception is if you're like a complete, elite level, candidate in terms of you're so well known in the industry, your name is like a household name for people in this industry, and all you got to do, like, you're at a point where you don't even need to send your resume. You just say, "Hi, my name is Bam," and that's it, and then you're in. That's it. But until you reach that point, always have a full pipeline of opportunities. And as an example, actually, come to think of it, like I was just I think it was just this morning, someone was reaching out to me, and this candidate, she was asking me for advice. She said that she was reaching out to two agencies that she just can't seem to get a hold of a recruiter. So the advice I gave is the same advice I just gave all of you just now. Is, first of all, you shouldn't be reaching out to only two agencies. You need to you need to be reaching out to at least, I'd say, for me, conservative would be 10 to 15 recruiters or agencies. Like you need to be reaching out to people, communicating with people. If I can't help you, someone else might be able to help you. If I can help you now, I should be able to help you some point in the future. So not only are you just reaching out to a high volume of people, but also you need to be keeping in touch with the right people. So that way, even if someone can't help you now, at some point in the future, someone should be able to help. And if you're watching this, that someone could be me, of course, right? If you're in IT here in Toronto. So the main thing is, again, keep a full pipeline of opportunities. Create a list of people that you want to reach out. And for those contacts you have that don't have anything active they can help you with right now, so maybe you're in touch with me. I know a lot of people sometimes reach out to me and I'm unable to help them immediately. So what I tell them is, put me on your follow-up schedule. Reach out to me every week or every 2-3 weeks or so. Put that on in fact, you know what, put it on your calendar. Actually, if you're watching this right now and you're in IT and I can't help you right now, put it on your calendar. Every 2 to 3 weeks, reach out to Dean. Give me a call. That way we're constantly in communication, we're constantly in touch, and at some point in the future, now that could be in a few weeks, it could be in a few months, it could be in a few years, it could be in 10 years, it could be in your next reincarnation, and at some point I should be able to help you, right? And so you need to be thinking long term. So in the short term, again, have that full pipeline. If you're a visual person like me, Google funnel, and you see what the funnel looks like, right? It's like this. Like at the top is all those, you're pouring all that stuff in the top, and it filters down into the actual opportunities. So that's the way you need to look at it in terms of when you're applying to roles, whether you're applying to roles again, or applying or trying to speak to recruiters, trying to communicate with people. If you're only depending on one or two, hey, I mean your chances are you're not giving yourself enough chances. So speak to more people. In fact, make a list of people you want to call on today or tomorrow. I guess today it's nighttime already, so you might not be able to reach anyone. But create a list of people you want to reach out to. I'd recommend at least 10 to 15 people at the minimum, and that's conservative in my opinion. But keep reaching out to people. So of those conversations, you're gonna come across actual opportunities, right? So perhaps you give a call to me, you speak to me, you say, "Hey Dean, I'm a senior cloud DevOps engineer," which I am looking for right now. So if you're a senior cloud DevOps engineer, definitely reach out to me. And maybe we're having a conversation. I say, "Hey, you know what? I do have a client looking for a senior cloud DevOps engineer." And then we start talking about the role, right? We start talking about your background, your skill set. Start telling you more about the client. And then what? We go ahead and we present you for the role. You get an interview. Okay, so that moves further down the funnel, right? So that's how you move things down. Now, if you only depend on me, if you only depend on me, like contacting me. I mean, it could be a hit or a miss in that case. Because what if you're not a cloud DevOps engineer or any of the other roles I'm working on? Then your phone call to me is not going to really get you anything, at least immediately, right? So that's why you need to be speaking to a lot of people, because someone else might be working on a role they might be able to help you with. So hopefully all of you get my point there. So basically, keep your pipeline full. Keep the lines of communication open. Keep reaching out to people. Keep contacting, communicating. Again, use those multiple channels of communication, and keep the funnel full. Right? Remember the funnel. If you need to Google that, definitely Google funnel. I personally love visual representations, so that's the way you need to look at it. Reach out to as many people as possible, get in communication with many people as possible, and eventually it's going to come down to actual opportunities that you can interview for, whether that's a phone interview, face-to-face interview, in person, or whatnot. So that's my advice on that question. I hope I didn't rant for too long there, but hopefully that helps some of you out there and it makes sense. If you have any further questions about this, feel free to let me know. In terms of excuse me, just had my dinner about an hour ago. If you have any questions about any of the topics I read about, feel free to let me know. I'll do my best to respond. If you're an IT professional here in Toronto, Canada, do make sure we're connected if we're not already. You can also reach me on my office line Monday to Friday. I'm at the office from around 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You can reach me at 416-296-1772, extension 2036. So again, if you're in IT here in Toronto, Canada, make sure you connect with me. Hot roles I'm working on right now, definitely still looking for senior cloud DevOps engineers. Other roles I'm working on, I'm looking for Java developers. I have a senior Java developer role, someone strong with object-oriented programming and distributed systems. I have a couple of other developer roles I'm working on. So in any case, whatever your skill set, whatever your background, make sure you connect with me. Feel free to give me a call. If I can't help you, I could definitely help you in some point in the future. Let's definitely keep in touch. And again, if there's any way I can help you, let me know. Shoot me a message, comment below. Let me know if there's any particular topics you want me to cover, and make sure you comment on my post with any questions, because I will pick one of the best questions or great questions that I see, and I'll definitely do videos like this and expand on them. So hope that was helpful for everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like below and comment. And again, if we're not connected, make sure we're connected. Thanks. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.